Hello? My guy just came to pump our septic, and he told me I looked like I was getting ready to go to the fair. Listen, sir. Renaissance fair is a state of mind. Hello. You know what? Hold, please. I need a cup of coffee. It's frickin' cold in here. Shooby-doo-wow-wow, ski-da-ba. Much better. Hello, friends. As the great David Bowie once put it, change. Things are a-changin'. We are indeed moving, which is crazy. We've lived here since 2016, or the very, very end of 2015. And since the dawn of time in regards to my channel, people have been asking for a home tour. Quite honestly, have been putting it off and off and off and off and off. It's taken up until this very moment for me to be completely satisfied with our renovations and our decorating, which is ironic considering we are now moving. There was always that one more project that I needed to do. It is what it is. I'm doing it now. I am going to do a home tour of our little one-level 1950s ranch. A lot of you may know this was my grandmother's house, so it's been in my family since early 60s, I believe. Me and my cousins and siblings all grew up here as our grandma's house and have memories associated with that. Whew. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The reason we're moving, I don't think I need to explain this because I do think moving on and moving house is a part of life for people. The reason we're moving, number one, reason number 7, so I don't have to do this when I'm trying to film and I don't want my neighbors to look at me. This house is a little too small for us. Technically a 3-bedroom, which is surprising for the size of this, but it's all on one level. There's one bathroom. 2 of those bedrooms are being used for both of our offices, which we both need. Eventually, not anytime soon, but eventually we do want to have kids, so we definitely need more space in regards to this situation. I would like more privacy. This house is lovely. It's going to serve the next couple who lives here very well, and they're going to absolutely love it. But for me, I am in the backyard filming all the time. There's not a lot of privacy between our backyard and the neighbors. Even just getting changed in my house, I feel like I always have to drop to the floor like Smeagol every time I want to change into my PJs, which is not enjoyable. Yes, it is my grandmother's house, so there are those memories, and I am incredibly sad to leave it behind. I want a space that's new to me, and I want to create new memories from scratch and not always think of this house as Ma's house. I don't want to talk too much in the beginning of this. I think we should just get on to it. But before we get to the long anticipated tour, which I'm hoping does not let you down, this tour is sponsored. To talk a little bit about that, here's sponsor Rachel. Greetings from the same room but different chair. Okay, hold on. Oh. So this video is sponsored by Farmville 3. Something I always try to do is provide a wholesome little corner on the internet. I'm telling you right now, there is nothing more wholesome than Farmville 3. I was really excited when they approached me because I am a huge fan of mobile games that you can just like pull up and forget the world exists for a little while. So stinking cute. So if you don't know, Farmville 3 is a free-to-play mobile game. Download it onto your phone or tablet or what have you. You can create your own little farm. How can you be stressed when there's a little baby cow waiting to be birthed virtually? So wholesome and so cute. Not only did they kindly sponsor this video, but they also sent me little goodies. They sent me like this adorable terrarium thing that had like instructions, how to build it. Also sent a little adorable crate full of like tons of little goodies that pertain to farming. Yes, I don't know. I highly recommend if you're feeling a little stressed and if you're feeling like you want a little bit of escapism, definitely try out Farmville 3. Little sneak peek. Our new house that we're going to be moving into is indeed a historic farmhouse. So, you know, every time I pull up this game and play it, neglecting any of my actual real life responsibilities, it is for research. Just kidding. Nick won't let me get any farm animals. I tried my darndest to convince him on goats, but he will not have it. Farmville 3 is my avenue to raise my own livestock. Thank you so much, Farmville 3, for sponsoring this video. If you guys do want to download that and get to farming, the link will be in my description. Highly recommend. Wholesome And with that, let's get back to the house tour. Stay. Hello. Welcome to my crib. Okay. I feel weird. Starting in this general area, you walk in the side door, and this is the dining room. Wait, hey. So yeah, we've used this table about 7 times the entire time we've lived here.
Frodo says he's gonna give the tour. This is my house, get out, it's mine.
Good job, buddy. This is the kitchen.
Wow.
Which we just recently fixed up. Naturally don't really get to enjoy the finished product all that long before we move. Ain't that just the way? This kitchen before was very 60s and very ugly. We painted all of these pine cabinets, but we kept the hardware. Got like a nice new, wow. You know you're an adult when you get very excited over farmer's sinks. More recently, we replaced the disgusting 70s countertops with some quartz. We got the backsplash done, finally, after years of putting it off. Yeah, that's the kitchen. It's fine. This is our dishwasher. Every single person that does this starts a cycle. We always have to be like, and then cancel. Fun fact. Okay, then the living room. Probably the most seen room of the house. This is where I get most of my work done, even though I do have a workshop downstairs. I still come up here. This is the domain of the floor troll. This, I think, was like the first room that we actually finished up. Ripped up the carpets, and thankfully there were these beautiful hardwoods underneath. And then Nick put in these beautiful built-ins. You can kind of tell what side is mine and what side is Nick's.
Books nobody reads or cares about. Awesome books that I can tell you everything about.
That's rude. I feel like this bookcase is like relatively empty compared to what it was before we had to have the open house.
Turn on the lights. Ta-da.
So if you scroll along to the mystery book, that was Nick's idea and he did everything, but it really blew our real estate agent's mind. He was really excited about it. Yeah, I don't know. Bookcase. Okay, we're not really sure what this was, but we picked it up at an antique store. We think it was maybe for like displaying cigars back in the day or something, like a humidor. We originally thought it was like an old freezer box or a refrigerator because it has like the steel lining and stuff. Don't look at that. But yeah, we decided it would be a good place to put our records and such. Hallway. This is actually like one of my favorite parts of the house, which is kind of weird. Originally, it was really, really dark, and all of this wainscoting was pine, like this orange pine. And then we painted all of this to lighten things up, and it really, really helped. Meet me in the bathroom. Bathroom. This is our only bathroom, which I cannot stress the excitement of having more than one bathroom in our new house. We also did a lot of work in here. There was gross linoleum that we got someone to replace with fake marble. There was this really disgusting 70s tile that had like gold flecks in it. Always looked dirty and disgusting.
It was the 70s.
It was the 70s.
Baby.
Yeah. Instead of taking the tile off, because we weren't sure what was behind it and we didn't really know how to do that, we just put some paneling over it, painted it, and I think that it looks nice. I like to have the bathroom as an area that's like very bright and very clean. I feel like I walk into this bathroom and it's nice and clean and calming. Okay, so moving out of the bathroom, now we go in here is my office slash walk-in closet. This originally was a guest bedroom when we first moved in. My grandma just had like a bed set up and it was for, you know, if the kids came and visited. I set up this open closet because all of the closets in this house are so small. I had 3 sections of my wardrobe split across like 2 different rooms and it just was not working. So now I have everything here and I can see everything, kind of messy, and I am excited to have actual closet space. Just don't think this looks very nice, but it's very, very, very functional. And then this is my pride and joy. I love it so much. Gigantic ass mirror from Anthropologie. It was very expensive, but worth every penny because I use it all of the time. Would sell my soul for a nice, huge decorative mirror. This is where I do my editing work. Again, this room used to have a little bit more personality than it does now, but I had to pack away a few things. But I kept him, I put him in the closet during the open houses. Yeah, he just kind of sits here, his little rocking chair. My son watching over the editing process. Ta-da! Moving right along. Across the hallway is Nick's office.
Don't make noises. This is the room.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's the only room that can do... Wow.
Okay, well, Nick's friend came over, so now I'm on my own filming this house tour. So, needless to say, things are about to get clunky. Like I was saying, this is Nick's office. We haven't done much to this room. These are the original curtains that were in here. I think they're fine. Again, this used to have a whole lot more personality, but Nick really went ham with packing away anything that showed his interest, basically. So it's kind of empty. The night sky on our wedding night, so that's kind of cute. The gigantic Wheel of Time map that I got him for one Christmas. His Magic the Gathering table that he made. He's very crafty. It goes, and it walks like so, which I think is pretty cool. He also made chair rail, this chair, which is the most comfy thing in the entire world. Be a cat. Just so cozy, like you're back in the womb. Moving on. So this room actually used to be, we called it the den. Kids would come and watch TV or play games, VHSs. Not to blow your mind even more, but my grandma used to have a VHS rewinder. You would stick the tape in, press a button, bam, your VHS now went from the end of the movie to the beginning. She was pretty high tech. So we walk out of Nick's office and then our bedroom. I don't have my cameraman, but I guess I'll just pretend. Nope. This is where the napping happens, right? I honestly initially really struggled with this room. I think this was pretty much the last room that really put any effort into for some reason. Maybe I felt like nobody ever sees it, so I didn't feel like it was worth putting in the effort, which I'm not going to unpack. Then I decided that this is where I come to sleep every night and where I wake up. I wanted it to be a place that brought me happiness. Foresty kind of theme. You may have seen me paint this wall. Honestly, one of my favorite things I've ever done to this entire house. It makes me smile every time I look at it. This right here is one of my favorite moments in the house. I really like how my antique vanity, which is from like the 30s, I believe. We got it at an antique store with the cutest little old lady who runs it. But I really, really like how it looks against the foresty background, and it's just so cute. Look at it. This is my latest edition of a giant mirror. Also from Anthropologie. It was a little bit cheaper, but not by much. Honestly, don't actually use it all that much because the light in here is not super great. So I don't usually come in here to check my outfit. I think it makes the room look a little bit bigger, which I feel like in such a small 60s home, you kind of need that. Cling wrap that I got for the windows. You know, I saw everyone else do it online and I wanted to try to. And in the morning, it makes the most beautiful little rainbows up against this wall. I can get changed in my own bedroom without worrying about closing all of the blinds and curtains. My neighbor's house is like right there. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cozy. And then I feel like I have this wall, which I really, really struggle. It's just kind of there. I don't know. I feel like this whole wall is kind of a mess, but this room was covered in that gross carpet. Quite honestly, I'm surprised we lived with it for so long. We didn't do it all at once. I'm pretty sure we lived with it for like at least 2 years, and it grosses me out to think how much stuff was trapped in that carpet and how many generations of my family's skin cells were in there. We can actually vacuum up all the fur balls, straight up Western movie tumbleweeds, which again grosses me out to think that those were just getting trapped in the carpet before. I feel like the air quality has gotten 1,000 times better. So that is the main floor of the house. I suppose I can quickly show you downstairs, down into the depths. To the right, makeshift workout area. This is my spin bike. This is the mat where immediately after said spin bike activities, I lay down and wish that I was dead. This is the punching bag, which I used for a while and then kind of stopped using. It was in my sort of I want to be Lara Croft phase, which arguably is not over. We have kind of a workbench kind of area with all my spray paints and such. And then over there, the side of the basement, we don't talk about. And to this day, my brother says he's still afraid of that back dark corner. Because when you were a kid, you did not know darkness until you had to come down here. There was a freezer right here, and that's where you would get your ice cream. And that was just like the abyss. Think of that scene from Home Alone when Kevin McAllister goes into his basement. That is what it was like. And then you would get your ice cream very quickly, run up the stairs on all fours like that, and hope that nothing bit your ankles or something. I don't really know. I didn't really think about what would happen if I was actually caught by the boogeyman. On the other side of the basement, cosplay office, which is very, very messy, but that's okay because again, I have a whole video of me making this spot because it was very, very gross and crowded and 70s before. Pretty neat space. It adds a lot of working functional space to the house, which I'm very grateful that I did it. But yeah, it is quite a mess right now because we're moving, so nothing matters. If we go back up the stairs, we'll take you to the sunroom, or Frodo will take you. After you, sir. This is the sunroom, which I will be honest, I am going to miss so dang much. I do have a whole video about this room and how we did it. Basically before, this was kind of just like a hangout area. This is where on Thanksgiving the kids' table would be. So the adults would sit here and then the kids would all hang out and congregate in here. Massachusetts says this is a 3-season room. I call baloney on that. Pretty much only habitable in here in spring and fall, because in winter it gets way too cold. Summer it becomes a tropical rainforest or a sauna. The only part of the house that gets really good light, obviously. Find myself coming out here quite a lot and utilizing this space when I can. I am going to severely miss it. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully someday we can build a sunroom onto our new house because it's just very lovely. So if I put on my shoes, I can show you the backyard, which might be a little loud because it sounds like my neighbor is doing yard work. But so this is our little deck, and then outside. We have a pretty decent sized backyard, which I'm very, very grateful for. Neighbors on this side, very close. Neighbors on this side, also very close. Frodo! It's all fenced in. It goes all the way to that street over there. Can't really tell right now, but in the spring and summer, these trees offer like a canopy of leaves that you can just go in the hammock and relax under, and I'm going to miss that. I love these trees so much. I know that the ivy is not good for them. It's so pretty. Really, dude. Yeah, this is our little patio that we put in. The ivy has just really, really taken over. In New England, ivy is very, very invasive, so we always have to keep cutting it back or it would be straight up Jumanji in this bitch. Like, this ivy would take over our house if we let it. Yeah, and then we have the shed, which my grandfather built. That's about it. I'm going inside because it's cold. But not before I do this. that about does it for the actual home tour. Freaking 5 years later or something like that. So I guess we can sit down now and chat about heart stuff. You know? Welcome back. I hope it wasn't too underwhelming. I just wanted to sit down and like talk it through because I feel like this past month has been such a whirlwind that I haven't really thought about the fact that we're going to be leaving this house behind. Like, I am fully aware and excited that we're getting the new house, and I am so excited to decorate and show you, and we have found a place that is going to feel like home instantly. I already feel like home when I creepily drive by it at least once a week. The part of it that's weird is the permanency of leaving this place behind. Like, it's weird to think that, it's weird to think that the last time we pull out of this driveway, we don't have a reason to come back. And I struggled with that for a while because it was my grandmother's house, so I almost felt like Nick and I had that weight on our shoulders of being the ones that had to let it go. So that part of it does suck. Like, it sucks that house that's been in our family since the 60s is now going to someone new, and that my family will not come back here ever again, probably. And it took a lot for me to realize that, like, that's life. We are ready to move on. We can't stay here forever. We've outgrown it. We were lucky enough to live here after my grandmother passed away, when it could have gone over to someone new then. So we did get an extra few years and we fixed it up, and I think my grandmother would really love what we've done with it and she would be proud of us. All I can hope is that the next couple that moves in here, who seem very lovely from their offer letter, enjoy it and love it as much as we did. That's all you can hope for. Obviously, I would have loved to keep it in the family, and we asked a cousin if they were interested and they passed. So, you know, it's sad, and it's sad to think that when we move and we don't come back here. In the meantime, I've really been trying to soak it all in and enjoy the work that we've done to it. I've been trying to document some of my favorite moments in this house and like areas and times of day and cozy spots, which I highly recommend if you're thinking of moving and you're sad. Just try to document little moments here and there that make you happy and will make you remember what you loved about your house or apartment or whatever. It's such a bittersweet feeling because I'm so excited for the new house, but I'm also so sad to leave this house. Are you gonna like it? Big old backyard? I don't know. I'm assuming this is part of the process of moving, is that, you know, you get really sentimental and sad about leaving your dwelling. I'm just excited, but also sad, but also hungry. Too many emotions. I just wanted to sit down and talk about how I've been feeling. I hope you enjoyed seeing my house in its entirety. I feel like you've always seen snippets of it, so that's it. Thank you for being here. On to the next journey. I'm glad that I have all of you with me. Oddly comforting knowing that I'm not going through this alone or with just Nick. I feel like a little solidarity. Thank you so much, Farmville 3, for sponsoring this video. Again, I will have all that info down in the description. I love you whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload most Fridays and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Ow, so gross.
This is the dining room.
Replace the linoleum floor. Much too hunched over for this. And it's very squishy. Yeah, I don't know. 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 Yeah.